Is MI a standalone therapy? Yes and no. I mean, clearly from studies, you can and do see change happening in long-standing behaviors with a single session of motivational interviewing. So that was one of the first surprises that would happen at all. I mean, my bias being trained as a therapist was the longer you spend with me, the better you'll get, and that you could have a single conversation that would begin to help a person turn a corner just surprised me. But it's there. It's there in the literature. So sometimes it is enough. It's not always enough, but it's worth doing. It's worth trying. If you only get one shot, if as is the case with addiction treatment, most people don't come back. But you've got one visit with them where you can do something that might be useful to them. Don't ask a whole lot of intake questions. Do a motivational interview with them. Give them something that's likely to help them, even if they don't come back. And guess what? They're more likely to come back. So sometimes MI can work just as a single session. It's clear from some meta-analyses that 2 MI sessions are a bit better than 1. And I certainly had that experience in a trial I did that didn't go well, where if we'd had a second visit, I think we could have done a lot better. We constrained it to just 1 visit. And in a way, at the end of the first visit, whether it's gone well and whether things are moving or whether you need to come back and talk some more. So instead of saying we always do 1 session, or we always do 2 sessions, or we always do 4 sessions, one of the nice things in motivational interviewing is you're learning from what the client is saying, how it's going, right during the session itself. And you can sense whether we ought to have another conversation or whether, maybe that's enough right now. So I think the problem is just fixing it at a dose. There's not a standard dose of MI that is sufficient. It varies across people.
Sometimes people are surprised when they find out that motivational interviewing most often occurs as a brief therapy, as 1 session or 2. And they think, how can there be any change that could happen in 1 or 2 sessions? And the answer to that, of course, is that the person already has within them the means to make that change. They already know perfectly well how they would do it, and they're competent and confident that they can carry forward and do that. What's hamstringing them is ambivalence and being stuck in that trap and feeling unmotivated or like they don't even want to try. And so don't imagine that you accomplish the entire behavior change in those 2 sessions. That's not even what you're after. What you're after is freeing up that person's stuckness and helping them to resolve that ambivalence. They do the rest. So the change doesn't happen in 1 or 2 sessions. The beginning of the process is unlocked in those 1 or 2 sessions.